was fourth at Le Mans.
So what did it lose to?
1939. Ooh, probably a Talbot.
Something French,
yes.
In that period, yeah.
Yes, I would have thought so. Yes, the 1939 race when of course Rob Walker, famous entrant of Stirling Moss's cars throughout most of his career, was a driver in the Le Mans 24 Hours in 1939, and he used to tell the story of driving a Delahaye in the Le Mans 24 Hours in 1939. His co-driver burnt his foot on the exhaust pipe, and so couldn't do very much driving. And Rob Walker had to drive most of the last half of the race himself. And Rob could, of course, tell the story in very laconic terms, where he said, I was out there driving right, and that the owner of the team was having a party in the pits, and they suddenly remembered the poor chap who was out there driving right and round. So they called me in, put some petrol in the car, gave me a glass of champagne, and sent me out again. Which I don't think was sort of in Dr. Ulrich's strategy for Audi at Le Mans this year, of bringing the drivers in for a quick glass of champagne.
Or a little aperitif at the right moment. It feels frowned upon these days somehow.
A glass of schnapps, perhaps, for Audi, and a glass of Dubonnet for Peugeot. It's the obvious one, isn't it? That's a glass or pastis.
Oh, those certainly were the days, weren't they?
They were days, certainly. And that car that's out there now, it's got number 53 on it, and that is the actual car that finished fourth in the 1939 Le Mans race. The number 54 car, however, which has got the registration number XYX3, and that's Lawrence Drake's car, is very much the end of perhaps that initial incarnation of Lagondas, and that car is a 1955 car. Mustn't forget that what we actually had was Lagonda was the refuge of W.O. Bentley, that when his business failed him, or he failed it, whichever way you want to look at it, and the business was taken over by Rolls-Royce, W.O. Bentley needed a job, and he went to work for Lagonda, and that many of those Lagondas in time are really what Bentleys would have been had the business been as good as the cars were. And but certainly we saw a number of Lagondas which were very much initially in the Bentley mould, including those two 1939 cars that we see out there, and many of the post-war cars, including that DB3 Lita that's out there, the 1955 car, that was actually W.O. Bentley's last ever creation. So something to respect just for that, if nothing else.
But it's interesting, as you say, if those are the logical evolution of the Bentley, you can see the movement away from. I'm just trying to remember the phrase the French use. Is it le camion le plus vitesse, the fastest lorries?
Yep, that was Ettore Bugatti who famously said that about Bentley.
They've never liked us, have they?